What is up, everybody? This is Abundant for my second part of the animation tutorial, well, animated banner tutorial. And I was going to use After Effects for this, but this is the second time recording this second part. The first part, After Effects crashed on me during the tutorial, and it messed me up, and I can't even remember what exactly I did on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue the animation in Photoshop. And if you guys want to see more After Effects tutorials from me or Cinema 4D tutorials from me, just let me know, because I have a feeling that my subscribers are getting sick and tired of just seeing all Photoshop, and then when I make my speed arts, it's for After Effects and Photoshop and Cinema 4D. So if you feel that I should make more tutorials for After Effects and Cinema 4D, just let me know in the comments below or add me on Skype and let me know. My Skype will be in the description below if you're wondering what it is. But anyways, let's get back into this. We're going to open up Photoshop, and as you can see, the PSD isn't open on my screen, but if you saved as a PSD from the last one, you can just reopen it. But if you are watching this video after the second one, which you should be, you should already have it open. So we're going to open up my PSD again, and I think I left off at moving it into After Effects, and as I said, we can't move it into After Effects because it crashed on me. So we're just going to continue the animation process into Photoshop. Now, keep in mind that Photoshop animation is not going to be as clear and functional as After Effects, but it's still very well on high demand for people that are paying for banners. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a folder where our text is. Wait a second, there we go. And we're going to name it old. And why I'm naming it old is because I'm going to take all my old text and put it in there, minimize it, and I'm going to make a new one called cruel, put it below that one, and then just take all my cruel font and put it in there. So now we're going to actually open up the cruel folder again, inside create another folder, and we're going to call it animation. And we're going to take both these, and we're just going to create a new layer and turn off the rest. All these layers, we're going to turn them off, except for that one, and just hit Control-Alt-E, and it should apply all of them into this image. And just to make sure that it did, we're going to turn all of those off. And let's see. Okay, there we go. So now we can keep these two off, and we're just going to name this original. That way we know that that's our original copy of the image. Now we're going to minimize that one and do the same one to the old one. Again, make another folder inside, name it animation. Oh, one second. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry guys, my computer is lagging right now. I don't know why. Okay, anyways, animation. Create another layer. Turn off the rest. Make sure they're all turned off. And then just hit Control-Alt-E and turn off these two text layers, and it didn't work, so we're going to do it again. There it goes. So now we got all of them on. Now let's see. We're going to see here. We're going to actually turn off these two and open up this folder. Okay, so it did work. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're going to name it original. Make sure that it's actually in that animation folder. You'll know because it will drop in like that. It will have like it will go diagonally from the cruel to the animation to the original. So we're going to start with the cruel side of it, and we're going to duplicate it about 7 times. And what I like to do is I actually like to click here and then go to no thumbnails. Makes it a lot simpler, so I can see all the text styles. Makes it a lot simpler. Another thing is actually making folders individually, like background contents, effect contents, render contents. That way your PSD, if you were going to ever release it or give it to somebody for purchase, they wouldn't have to go through each file like, oh my god, and they're pulling their hair out. Sorry, I hit my mic, guys. So we're actually going to turn off all the layers except for these copy 7 right here. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn off the old one so we know we're just working with the cruel. And we're going to want to go to filter, blur, motion. And we're going to set it at an angle of 0, pixels 25. Now, like I said in my past video, that you can go to my videos on my channel, and there is a video for avatars. It's old, but people still watch it, on how to do this animation, I believe, or it's probably my slide animation. But you know, if you can't understand this video and you want something a little bit more simpler and sound and like slower for people that are having a hard time learning, I would suggest watching that video. It will probably be, again, in the annotation in this link right here, like right here in this box corner, or in this box corner, or somewhere on the screen. So what we're going to do is, after we have our 25 pixels, we're just going to minimize, unshow that layer, and just go down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to motion blur all of them, label all of them, so when I resume it, you all will know which ones I did. Hello everybody, and I'm back. Okay, so as you can see right here, I blurred all my layers except for the last layer, and I can't stress this enough. I keep getting messages from people, my animation isn't working, I followed your tutorial correctly, and you didn't. Okay, you want to never blur your original layer. Don't blur it. Keep it unblurred. Okay? Just don't blur it. That's it. There's no explanation on why it's not working, because you blurred your last layer. So what you do is you go to the copy 7, which is the 7th one, the very top one, and we blurred that one at 25 pixels. And then we went down by decimals of 5. 20 pixels, 15 pixels, 10 pixels, 5 pixels. Now when you get to 5 pixels, you don't want to go 0, you want to go 2 pixels, 1 pixels, then stop. Your blur no more. Do not blur your last layer. You're going to do the same thing for the old one. I'm going to pause the video again. I'm going to continue that one, and then I'm going to resume it, and I'm going to show you guys how to keyframe your frames to have the perfect animation. Alright guys, I'm back. No, I'm sorry, that probably didn't seem like it took a while, but it actually took like 10 minutes for me, probably 10 seconds for you guys. But as you can see, I did Old, It, and Cruel. They're both blurred. Now I'm going to show you guys as quickly, but in as much like depth as I can on how I keyframe. I'm going to try and not go silent on you guys. I'm going to try and step by step show you guys how to do it correctly, so the first time that you export this, it's going to look great. So we're going to have to match up both our text because they're both separate text. Now if you just have like one text layer where it's both your names in it, it's going to be easier, of course, but because we have Old and then Cruel, it's going to be so much more difficult. So bear with me. So you're going to want to go to the 7th layer, blur 25 pixels on both your layers. Those are the only ones you're going to want to be on right now. Now if you're using CS6 at the bottom of your window, now look and listen carefully at the bottom of your window under 100% document, okay, you'll see mini bridge, timeline. Click timeline. Now if you're in CS5 or CS4, you're going to have to go to Windows up at the top, and under adjustments or actions, it will be animation. But if you're in CS6, you won't have to do that. So much simpler, thanks Adobe. So on the first frame, you're already going to have one. You're going to want to put that as 0.0 seconds. Now in order to do that, at the bottom, I'm going to do this again. You'll see seconds with a drop down. Just click it. Then you'll see other. Click that. And then you're going to put 0.08. That's the time and the delay that you want on it. So now that you have your first one framed, you're going to hit this right here at the bottom. It looks like the new layer on the layer panel. It's to create a new frame. We'll click that, and then what we'll do is go to the blur 20 pixels on both our layers. Okay, you don't need to set the time because the first frame is already set, so every frame after that will be set to 0.08. Now you just continuously do this. You go back up, put both onto 15 pixels, create another layer. Put both on 10 pixels, create another layer. When I mean layer, I mean frame. Don't actually create a layer in your layer panel. Create a frame on your timeline. Create one more. Create another one. Now when you get to 1 pixels, you're going to want to create another frame, turn it to, go to other again like you did in the first frame, go to click, alright, let's try this again. Click here, other, and set it to 2.5. That's all you want. Then you're going to set it to the original, I think. Yeah, original. Okay, create another one. Set it to 0.8 or 0.08. Set it to the very first one, blur 25 pixel on both of them. Set both to blur 25 pixel. Create one more. Set it back to 0.5. Then re-enable the original text layer. Like so. And that is all. Now if you want these to move up and down, you can. You just have to go to the first frame, but I would suggest just doing something like this to start off. You don't want to have those. You don't want to have banners like most servers or most forums where they're having all this text running through it, and you don't want that. You just want it to be brief and simple. Old cruel. That's it. They're gonna see that. They're gonna be like, dude, if this banner is good, the site's got to be better. So in order to save this for the top quality, you're gonna want to go to File, not Save As, not Save, but Save for Web and Devices. It's gonna open up this huge window. Don't go to Optimize. Go to Original. Set it to GIF 120 differed. And it's not gonna look that good. And I know when most of you probably click on Optimize, it's gonna show a bigger file, but it's not now because it's gonna show the same as original. See? Doesn't change at all. Then we're just to test to make sure the animation works, we're gonna hit the play button. There you guys go. Something simple. Now you can actually make the logo vibrate if you want. It's all up to your taste. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, guys. You're humans. You're big enough and know enough to make your own decisions. On Photoshop, not in life. Don't go to your parents and say, well, Abundance said I can make my own decisions. I'm a big boy. Don't do that. So this is how you make a banner, guys. It's simple. It's easy. You should have no trouble whatsoever. And if you do, and you're having trouble, and you can't find a forums to go on, and you're on forums and nobody on there really knows how to answer this and give you a solution, my Skype is going to be in the description below like it is on every single video of mine. Don't be afraid to add me on Skype and ask me a question or ask me if I can help you. I'll screen share with you. I'll team viewer with you to help you understand and help you fix your problems within Photoshop. I thank you guys for watching. Abundant out.